Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new, I am so glad to see you here today. I am going to show you how to make a cheeseburger impossible pie. Now, I'm familiar with the impossible pies. I've done them before and they are so easy to make. It's a really easy lunch idea or a dinner idea that you can throw together pretty quickly. The premises around an impossible pie is like a biscuit that forms around all of your delicious ingredients. Now, I'm using Biscuit today. It's a really fast way to make the biscuit mixture, or I have a recipe on my recipe blog at catherinesplates.com on how to make Biscuit, and you would only need half of that recipe for this recipe today. So you can still make it. You can just make it with the stuff you have and not worry about the Biscuit. All right, y'all ready? Let's see, 2, 3, 4, this is it right here. So we're gonna start off by browning up some ground beef. We're gonna use a medium skillet. We're gonna place it on medium-high heat. I've got 1 pound of ground beef. I believe it's a ground chuck. We're going to start breaking this up. Now you don't want any more than this because this is what will fit into our dish. Now if you want to double the recipe, you're going to be making 2 different impossible pies. While that is browning, we're going to go ahead and chop up really finely a yellow onion. I'm just going to take the ends off. Peel off that outer layer. We're going to cut it in half. Make slices. We're going to turn them around and then we're going to make dices. Now once we get down all the way to the end, we'll start adding this to our ground beef. That way they can soften down as the ground beef is browning. These will soften down, so don't worry about that. We're going to go ahead now and season our ground beef and onion while it's cooking. A little bit of salt, about 1/4 teaspoon. Some black pepper, again 1/4 teaspoon. I like to flavor the layers. Now once the ground beef is browned and the onion's nice and soft, I'm going to bring it back. Now this is a great recipe if you want to make one and then freeze another one. Then you can double up the recipe and make 2 pies. Now you want to take a pie plate. This is a 9-inch deep pie plate. I've got 1 tablespoon of butter. I'm just going to place into the center of it. And then we're going to coat the dish with the butter. It's going to give it some flavor, and that's going to help get the pie out. We're going to drain the ground beef and the onion and place it into our pie plate. I'm just using a slotted wooden spoon here. You can use my paper towel trick where you just push the meat off to the side, place some paper towels in there, and that will help absorb any excess grease you have. Or you can drain your meat any way that you like. This was very lean meat, so I'm not going to have a lot of grease in there. Make sure you flatten it down. All right, we got to get the cheese going for this. I'm going to be grating 8 ounces of cheddar cheese. Put it in my cheese grater here. We're going to take our 8 ounces of shredded cheese, sprinkle it all over the meat mixture. Now, if you want to use different types of cheeses, you can certainly do that. All right, we're going to set this aside. We're going to go ahead now and make that biscuit mixture for our Impossible Pie. I'm going to be using half a cup of Bisquick. And like I said at the beginning, if you don't have Bisquick or you can't find it, I have a recipe for it in my recipe blog, catherinesplates.com. You'll just want to half that recipe to use in this recipe. All right. We're going to add 1 packet of Lipton onion soup mix. Now it comes in a box like this. It's called Onion Recipe Soup and Dip Mix. So it's a dry mix. We're going to crack 2 eggs into our bowl. We're going to add 1 cup milk. Take a whisk and blend this all together. It smells good in there. All right, we're going to pour this all into our pie plate on top of the cheese. Going to spread out the onion mixture here a little bit. Just take a paper towel and just kind of wipe the edge around the edge. My oven is preheated at 400 degrees. We're going to place the cheeseburger Impossible Pie into the oven for about 25 minutes until it is cooked through, nice and golden brown on the top. Now I'm going to place a sheet pan underneath the pie plate just to catch any drippings that may happen. All right, that's what it should look like. Nice and puffy, firm to the touch on the top. We're going to let this rest for about 5 minutes to kind of pull itself together, cool down just a little bit, and then we're going to give it a try. Sprinkle some green onions on. All right, you see how that firmed up? Took about 15 minutes. Smells delicious. Then I have my piece here, and that looked delicious. That is really good. I love that onion soup mix in here. Oh, it just gives it such a great flavor. And then you got that layer of cheese. That's delicious. You saw how easy that came together? Look how fun that looks. A delicious lunch or dinner idea. Now I also have a Mexican version of Impossible Pie, and then the brownie one. That one's delicious too. All right, y'all, give me a thumbs up on this one. Y'all let me know what you think of my cheeseburger Impossible Pie. Don't forget my thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. I'll see y'all on the next episode.